Hey everybody, welcome back to the Flat Thunder channel. My name's Andy, and this is a new toy. It's Hynade, I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly, but H-Y-N-A-D-E brand. This is an inverter unit, judging by the size. If you can't tell, it's relatively small and lightweight. But do you know what this is? If you didn't already know, this is a plasma cutter. This is an 80 amp plasma cutter, obviously an import model, not the big name brand, but we're gonna give it a go and see what she's gonna do. We're gonna use this throughout the shop, probably try to use it on as many projects as possible. I love the old set of torches, but to be honest with you, I'm not very good at it, and getting replacement torch gas kind of can be a hassle trying to get there when they're open and exchange tanks. Hopefully with this guy, we won't need anything other than consumables. Now this is going to be the first time I've used a plasma cutter since probably 2015, and the one that I used in 2015 was not nearly as nice as this unit. The one in 2015 was what they call a high frequency start, which you actually have to tap the electrode to the piece. This is what's referred to as a blowback start. It actually has an extra wire in here where it creates a short inside the nozzle, creating the arc in there, and then the air pressure blows that arc out onto your workpiece. This allows you to actually start cutting without contacting the electrode to your workpiece. So we're going to see what happens. I got it set up. The manual says, I actually read the manual for the correct settings because I have no idea. It said 25 amps at 40 to 50 psi for 8mm thick material. Was right around 3/8. 3/8 is actually a little bit more. So what do you know? Let's just dial it up to 30 and see what happens. Don't forget to wear your safety goggles. And gloves are probably smart too. Survey says way too fast. Yeah. That was 80 amps. One more time. 80 amps. Aha! Oh, it's awesome. Obviously I have to adjust the speeds and feeds. This is the first time I've used one since 2015, and this is a way nicer unit, but look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. That definitely beats my torch quality by a lot. It's another one of the drops. Let's try something a little more practical. This is the Forum C channel. It's a drop from the fence project they had left over. I'm probably not going to use a C channel like this, especially something this length. So let's lop one leg off and make it basically just an angle and see how she does with that. Should do is put a straight edge on here. Too fast. Well, definitely need a lot more practice on the sittings and the speeds. So that last cut we just took actually went all the way through, and you can see anywhere you had a hiccup or a foo bar on the feed rate, it made a weird indentation on your piece. So I played around a lot, showed my inexperience and lack of skill on this. But again, this is the first time I've used one since 2015, and this is a brand new machine. It's the first time I took it out of the box. I don't have, I think it can do supposedly 1 inch or inch and an eighth. I don't have stock that thick. I do have this scrap piece here from the auger build. This is 3/4 of an inch thick, and this is already all torch cut up and kind of ugly. This is in the scrap pile, so we can cut on this all day long and just see what we get and not have to worry about wasting material. Let's dial her up to max and see what kind of cut we're gonna get on this. Uh-oh, not on. Good news, bad news. I was a little worried. The warning light flashed and everything shut down. Well, we don't quite have the power out here to run this thing full tilt. We only have a 30 amp 220 circuit over there, so we're gonna have to upgrade the wiring if we want to run this thing at full 80 amps. So technically it only needs 60 amps according to the instructions for 3/4 inch. Let's see if we can run 68. Well, yeah, let's see if we can run 68. We already popped the breaker 2 times. First time was at 80 amps, the second time was at 68. Now the rated setting for this thickness of material is 60 amps. So let's see if this old girl will run on our circuitry here, and if it will not, we're gonna have to start upgrading immediately. Fire in the hole. Yeah, we killed her. That baby was cherry red hot. I think we need more air pressure. Air pressure's dying off. But it pierced it through. It just didn't have the juice to keep on going. Definitely gonna have to upgrade the power to the garage. Right now we only have a 30 amp feed for the plug that was running this inverter. I'm gonna go over and reset the inverter so the unit can cool itself off. That way it doesn't overheat. One more test is some 1/4 inch thick angle. Let's just zip across there and see what she's gonna do. You pierce in the middle and then get all the way to the end. No problem. I think the speed was more right on that one. We're just getting low on air pressure. And it probably would have been a better cut if I could dial it all the way up and just really let her rip. Very little slag on the backside on this one except where I restarted. Nice. Well, so far my initial impressions of this machine are very good. Obviously didn't get a lot of time testing it or using it. To be honest with you, I just wanted to turn it on. It's not really a big name brand that I'm aware of, like your Millers, your Hobarts, or your Lincolns, or your Hypotherm. So I really wanted to get this out of the box, plug it in, turn it on, and make some cuts with it just to make sure there was nothing wrong with this unit and it would actually cut the material as it was supposed to. And The 3/16 inch, aside from operator error, I mean the cuts on that, on this tread plate piece, just, they look amazing. If there wasn't some feed rate errors or bumps on guiding the torch, this would have been a fabulous cut with minimal to no slag on the backside, or dross as you call it. The 3/8, the first piece that I cut, dialed up at the higher amperage, that just zipped through there and that looked beautiful. I was really happy with the results on that. There's the last cut that I did with that. That looks really nice. Now, unfortunately, this piece is still hot. The bigger 3/4 inch material, we were not able to cut, and that's not the machine's fault. I believe it would cut that. That is a fault of my power supply here in the shop. We need to upgrade that. The power supply that's currently available on this outlet is only 30 amps. And if you look at the specifications of this machine, for 220 volt, it requires 15 to 65 amps. So 65 amps is quite a bit more than the 30 that I'm supplying it. So I can't be mad at that. We also had some issues with the air supply. If you didn't notice, there's a big air compressor here. That's not hooked up. That's on the list of things to do. So we need to get that hooked up to feed this guy. But overall, first impressions are very good of this machine. I do need to say, I did not receive this product as a test. I did not receive this product as a sample or anything of that nature, and I did not receive this with the discount. I paid full price for this unit, and so far I am relatively impressed with it and happy with this purchase. If you stick around the channel, I'm going to continue to use this, and we do have some big plans for this thing in the future. Say if you like this unit, I'll include a link down in the description below. You can buy this unit, or they also offer smaller amperage units. I went with the 80 amp unit because I wanted to, sometimes, every once in a while, cut larger or thicker material, but also the larger amperage units gives you more of a duty cycle at the lower amps. So I believe this unit is rated at 100% duty cycle around 40 to 45 amps. Only 60% duty cycle at 80 amps. This weird thing, what is this? Where's the button? Weird. If you didn't notice already, we got big plans for this plasma cutter in the future. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, leave your questions, comments in that section below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button your way up. Thanks for watching, everyone.